Hiya, another Marky-mark video. So I've got some nice records here that I'm going to show you in a minute. Just want to talk a bit about the Bristol HiFi show that took place last weekend. And I had the privilege of going up on the Sunday with a few pals. I've got a short video that I've made of the day at the end of this video. But yeah, it was really good, really nice event. I met Cheshire Phil, saw him from a long way off. Cheshire Audio. If you don't know Cheshire Phil, then check him out. He has his own YouTube, and it was great. Also bumped into, well, not bumped into, but there was various presentations from Pearl Acoustics, Harley Lovegrove, which was fascinating. And I've captured a little tiny snippet of Harley's presentation showing off the Sibylus single cone speakers. What was great, I managed to get a Riga bag, which is fantastic, and lots of paraphernalia and goodies, and well, not goodies, but just leaflets and promotional stuff, which was great. We had a look at around. It was me and a couple of guys went up, and we decided we were going to just make a mental note of the speakers that really stood out for us. And there were speakers there that ranged from kind of £1,000 to 30-40 grand a piece. And it was really interesting seeing some of these speakers being showcased. And some of them just looked so incredibly just elaborate that their kind of visual presentation didn't really match the kind of quality of the sound coming out of them. So that was surprising. Well, not surprising, but everyone has different thoughts and feelings about sound. What's pleasant to one person might not be as pleasant to somebody else. But there was a surprise. There was a real surprise. We had a top three that we the top, there was a top three that we kind of talked about most of the day and thought, let's go back to that room, because basically it's a hotel and they take out all the beds and they basically set up each of the rooms with different companies' hi-fi, and it's fantastic. It's really well done. I'm definitely going to go next year because it was just so good. And I was really impressed with in particular Rogers speakers that are made in the UK. Look very unassuming, quite small, very angular, sort of traditional speaker shaped, and they were positioned on top of a subwoofer. I'll try and get a picture, and yeah, I'll put a picture on it. And they were just outstanding in terms of the quality of the sound and what they were producing. I was really impressed with Rogers. On the other end of the spectrum, I really wasn't that impressed with Riga's new offering, the Ayers, which are these. I don't know whether it was the source material they were playing, but I just did not like them at all. I thought they were very bright and just all over the place, and I don't like the look of them either. Sorry. Tannoy. Went into the Tannoy room, the Legacy range. These were fantastic. Beautiful speakers, really expensive. Super Gold monitor series, 6 grand, 8 grand. I mean, there's just money, just unreal. 11.5 grand for the SGM 15, but they are gorgeous sounding, no doubt about it. I mentioned the Pearl Acoustics, and on the video there's a little bit. I just don't know how to get over the copyright issue with YouTube, so it's just me I'm going to talk over the video to sort of present it very briefly. But these were the Pearl Acoustics, and Harley giving us a really good description of why they've only opted for one cone, and the reason why the casings are so thick in order to preserve as much energy for the low bass notes traveling down the column. Really lovely speakers, great for classical, vocal. I think they have a place, but they're not for me at all. But anyway, it was good. So I met Cheshire Phil, I met Harley, that was great, that was brilliant. So yeah, a little short video at the end of this video, just to showcase the day really. Right, got some records to show you. And actually I've been buying a bit from Discogs, and I bought this from a trader. The Brew More Quartet and Quintet on Fantasy. Lovely record. But when it arrived, unfortunately, this is the first record this has ever happened. It broke. I mean, it wasn't, look at that, knackered. It was in an envelope, in an LP envelope, quite thin cardboard, with a couple of supporting pieces of cardboard in there, and it just took a bit of a crease and wasn't packaged that well. So I contacted the Discog seller, and he was brilliant, really good, and he was fine. He can make a claim against the postal service. Anyway, so I need to get another copy of that. We had a Jazz Society meetup the other week, and one of the guys played Gil Evans, Out of the Cool, and I have seen this before, and I just didn't jump on it, and it's very readily available. It sounds fantastic. The first track on side A is absolutely amazing, La Nevada, and inside you've got all the positioning of the musicians. Ron Carter on bass, fantastic sounding, it really is. I think I sort of paused on this because I wasn't sure about my feelings of big band, and I've kind of mellowed. And when this was played the other evening, this is the 2021, when this was played the other evening, I thought, that's amazing, that sounds incredible, the build up and theatre involved in the music, and it's absolutely fantastic. Really glad I got this. This was second hand as well from somebody, so I got it a little bit cheaper. Picked up this Desron Douglas, bit of modern jazz. Now this label, International Anthem, I know that Jeff Parker put out quite a lot of stuff on this. It's a great record, lovely, well recorded, sounds fantastic, and it's a really great laid back piece of jazz. We've got George Burton on piano and Rhodes, Emilio Modeste on saxophones, Joe Dyson Jr. on drums, Desron Douglas on basses. So it's fantastic. And there's a lovely track on here with a vocalist, Melvis Santa, which is lovely. So look out for this. Lovely cover as well. Nice OB, and a really good label, really. I think International Anthem, really good. So that's Desron Douglas, Atalaya. What else have we got? Yeah, this dropped today actually. Calvin Keys, Blue Keys. So you can't really see it. It's not a great cover. I'm not going to get it out of the shrink, or the cover. So Calvin Keys, they brought out on the Black Jazz label Calvin Keys, and the album's called Shawnee, which is the funkiest, brilliant piece of guitar jazz. I think I prefer him to Grant Green actually, and he's still going. And this, I think I must have seen this somewhere and thought, oh, Calvin Keys, he did Shawnee, and I think he's in his early 80s. And this was recorded in 20, mixed by, it was 2022, so it's just come out really last year or so. This is a numbered. I mean, there's no hype sticker. It doesn't tell you whether it's exclusive, limited. but it's a fantastic record. This is 898, and it was cheap as chips. I think it was about 15 quid, and that included delivery. So I'm amazed. It's a great piece of vinyl. What was really nice about it, good quality. I've not heard of this record label called Wide Hive. I think they're based in America somewhere. And there's a bit of information on Discogs on the pressing plant. But it came in a really nice scratch-proof inner. The record is spotless, gorgeous and flat, and I'm very happy. It's a lovely, lovely listen. I'm going to listen to it later on, I think. Fantastic. So, yeah, Calvin Keys, Blue Keys. We've also got this, which is VSOP. We've got Ron Carter, Herbie Hancock, Freddie Hubbard, Wayne Shorter, Tony Williams. This is a gatefold. Look at that. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. This is great. And I believe it's called VSOP after the brandy, quality of the brandy, Courvoisier VSOP. So that's the reason. And what's nice about this is quite a lot of Ron Carter on this, because he's written Third Plane, which I bought recently. That was his entitled album, Third Plane. So he plays that on here. Some great interplay between the crowd. It's fantastic. I think this is a classic. The Quintet, VSOP. I mean, it's an all-star cast, isn't it? Herbie Hancock, Freddie Hubbard, Tony Williams, Ron Carter, and Wayne Shorter. I mean, you can't go wrong. You just can't. And it wasn't that expensive either. So this one was played the other night. Mama Rose, Archie Shepp, Jasper Van Toff. And if there's ever a competition about which album has the worst cover art, it's this one. It doesn't match the music at all. Although it's lovely. I like to see, Archie with a nice pipe. Don't know what sort of pipe that is, with his hat and everything. This will blow your socks off, because it's avant-garde, but it's not that avant-garde. It's more futuristic, because we've got this incredible organ, Fender Rhodes, electric piano, synthesizer, and then you've got, the first track is just amazing, with Archie playing along with the sounds of this piano, sort of drumming, almost just not drumming, but it's melody, which just very melodic. That's the word I'm looking for. And it's almost a little bit like some of the incidental music on the Terminator film. I don't know. I just think of the futuristic sound of that film. Anyway, I'm waffling. This is great. It's just a fantastic. It's been recorded 1982 live at the jazz concert Villingen, Black Forest, West Germany, on the February the 5th, 1982, on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the Jazz Club Villingen. Fantastic. Grab this. Fantastic. Really good. I've just been listening to this Art Pepper Landscape, and I think it might be my favourite Art Pepper. And the quality of the sound on this is extraordinary. And on the back, I wasn't surprised to read that it was recorded at Shiba Yubin Shokin Hall, Tokyo, in July of 1979, and mixed in studio. This sounds amazing. There's the quality of the recording and the mastering and the pressing itself. This is an absolutely gorgeous record. Not very expensive, readily available. And I think, as I say, I've got Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm section, Art Pepper plus 11. So we've got George Cables on piano, Tony Durmas on bass, Billy Higgins on drums. Fantastic. Listen to that. And lastly, Hannibal Poem Song. This was played the other night as well. Marvin Hannibal Peterson, Don Weller, Martin Blackwell, Dave Green, Brian Spring, recorded live. And there's a fantastic rendition of All Blues from Miles Davis's Kind of Blue. Really lovely. And it's just great. This was on the Mole Jazz label. Again, a label that I've not heard of before, from 1981. Brilliant. So I've been digging deep into sort of old records, second-hand records a bit more. And I'm waiting for Paul Chambers' Bass on Top, which they've reprinted. I had to just get that. I'm waiting for that to come from the States. And the two Craft records. So the Cannibal Adelaide and the Art Blakey. So there's some stuff coming up. Looking forward to it all. I hope you're all keeping well. Enjoy the little 3-minute diddly video about last weekend, and I'll catch you all soon. Cheers. We're off to a hi-fi show. My first ever hi-fi show. So it's very early in the morning on a Sunday, and we're off to one of the biggest, if not the biggest, largest long-standing hi-fi shows in the UK, Bristol HiFi. It's the last day of the show, so it's the Sunday, I think. Just about to get a train, and I'll try and get some footage of the day's events. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. See you in a bit. Right, these are the Focal Area Evo X's with that strange, unique linen fibred cone. These sounded amazing. They were fabulous, really good definition and presentation. This is the Pearl Acoustics Sibylus L, I think, and to the left there is the 170 tube amp, which they were powering them with. There's Harley talking about the principle of blowing over a bottle and the sound it makes, and these speakers use that kind of principle by retaining all the energy from that single cone and creating a really nice tight deep bass and good mids and really detailed trebles. Not my cup of tea overall, but a really nice speaker. Yeah. Okay, a little bit from Dali. We had a little look at what they had to offer. I don't know much about Dali, but then I know they're very popular. And this is the reference section of Riga's stand with all these albums. We've got Neil Young, Joan Armatrading. At the bottom was Random Access Memories, Daft Punk, and Q Masekela. To the left there was the new Riga Aya speakers, which we didn't rate at all. We thought they didn't sound good at all in that setting, so it could have been just the acoustic of the room. PMC, really great speakers, lovely setup. Everything was streamed in here. I never really got to see that turntable working. Here is the Lynn room, really dark and really nice, but we didn't like them at all. We sat there for a few minutes and walked out again. We weren't impressed at all. Here's the Nosti vinyl washing machine, ultrasonic from Nosti through Tonar, and it looked really good. Had brushes inside, but no way to dry the record. You had to put them on a rack and dry them naturally, which was well, for the price, it was a bit of a turn off. There's me looking at a nice Lorry Craft, I think it's called. And these speakers, Rogers, these were amazing. They're set upon subwoofers, and they were the best sounding speaker, in my opinion, the best sounding speaker of the exhibition. They were fabulous. Really, really good. They don't look it, but they were. And it's me in the Proac section, checking out the Ribbon D20Rs, I think they're called. Really nice. Those are my favourite, actually, I think. Really enjoyed those. And here are some expensive Tannoys.